There we go. Just waiting on the DAW to boot up. Good morning, everybody. Good morning, everybody. There's a mosquito in here. What the hell is a mosquito doing in here in December? I mean, it's nice out this morning, but it's not mosquitoes spawning nice. Good morning. Speaking of mosquitoes, Tim Walz and his Somali compatriots have become total bloodsucks on the American taxpayer. And this morning, the viral video with over 100 million views on X and TikTok and the like is Nick Shirley's expose on fraud in mini Somalia. This is definitely worth taking a close look at. I see Patrick joined us in the chat. Good morning, sunshine. How you doing? So, there's actually a lot to talk about here, even in these early steps of the investigation. Let's take a look and see what we're looking at. We'll start here before we get to some clips. YouTuber Nick Shirley gets FBI response to Minnesota fraud probe. Nick Shirley, a MAGA-friendly YouTuber. Shut the f- up, Axios. Yes. Nick Shirley is a white guy who voted for Donald Trump, apparently. And that has to be mentioned in the first sentence of your article? Please. Okay. MAGA-friendly YouTuber lit up X during Christmas week with video reports from Minnesota alleging massive fraud in government-funded childcare programs and provoked approving responses from the FBI and Vice President J.D. Vance. Why it matters. Shirley, 23, has more than 1 million YouTube subscribers and spoke during a White House roundtable this fall as one of several young, they use scare quotes on independent journalists. He is an independent journalist. What he's doing here, this is journalism. Okay? The people, like the guy who wrote this article, that call themselves journalists and then use scare quotes around independent journalists. Okay, I'm an old retired guy with bad knees and a bad back from too much time in body armor and combat. I do not pretend to be a journalist, right? You could maybe call me a pundit. I think commentator is more appropriate. I am not a journalist, and I don't pretend to be. Right? Even in the past, when I've gone out and done man on the street interview type of stuff, I don't pretend to be a journalist. I'm not doing hard hitting investigative journalism, right? But Patrick says one of the daycare centers had a sign with the word "learning" misspelled. Yes, that's one of the clips that we're going to look at. And almost entirely unrelated to that misspelling, which, by the way, is hilarious. But this use of scare quotes around independent journalists is obnoxious to me. There's a damn mosquito in my studio, and it keeps right here. Okay, why it matters. Shirley, 23, turning heads among conservatives and Trump administration officials by going on location and quickly posting minimalist, outrage-inducing videos. Minimalist. This is Axios reporting, okay? And quickly posting minimalist, outrage-inducing videos. Minimalist. Is that right? Let me show you something, guys. Let me show you something. Here is the clip. Here is the video in question. I want you to take a look down in this lower right corner. What does that say? 42 minutes. This is a video wherein Nick Shirley, with a guy who's been doing the investigation, has the paperwork in his hand, has the documents in his hand, and is pointing to, oh yeah, this place got this much money and says they're licensed for this many kids. Let's go check them out. In the middle of a regular weekday, oh, there's no kids here. Minimalist, right? So Axios is reporting on this and very disingenuously trying to smear this young man who is doing excellent work, right? We're 2 paragraphs in to a story about a massive fraud scandal that's happening in Minnesota. And Tim Walz is absolutely implicated here, okay? Because we're talking about billions of dollars in fraud being committed by Somalis in Minnesota, where Tim Walz takes credit personally for going out of his way to get billions of dollars surged to these Somali neighborhoods. And it's not just the child care scandal. These Somalis are running these scams all over the place. Now, let me give you a couple of points here that are worth understanding. This is America. Everybody wants to be here. Okay? As an American, let me ask you this question. Where would you rather live? Right? I've had this conversation with my wife on a few occasions. Right? I have a retirement income. I don't have to do nothing. I don't have to go to work. I could take my retirement income that's going to get paid no matter what once a month, and I could go live in any number of places around the world for a quarter or less of what it cost me to live in the United States. Right? But do I want to take my children and expose them to Thai ladyboys or Filipino heroin farms or Colombian drug cartel? No. Not at all. No, I'm happy to pay what I pay to live where I live and not be in those places. And the fact of the matter is, the rest of the world feels the same way. They would rather be here. And not just they would rather be here because life is better, but quite simply, there's just more money in America. And the third world is coming to this country and committing crimes. They're trafficking drugs. They're human trafficking. They're just doing straight up fraud. Now, Somalia is basically the world capital of piracy. Right? Now, we got pirates in Djibouti. We got pirates coming out of other places. But when you hear the word pirate, it almost sounds incomplete in the modern context without saying Somali pirate. And there's a reason for that. That's not by accident. These people come from a society that has the kind of honor code like we've talked about in India called Isat. It's not called Isat in Somalia, but it's sort of the same thing, right? You know, getting one over on somebody, cheating somebody is a mark of masculinity, right? Identifying someone who has what you don't and taking it from them by fraud or by force is how you get your man card when you're a skinny. And Crackshot, I'm going to push back on you a little bit there. It is not the case that they want to turn America into a third world shithole. It is more correct to understand that the result of their picking at the corpse of what was the great America will have the result of turning it into a third world shithole. But the actual motivation and intent is important to discuss and understand. Their intent has nothing to do with the final outcome for America. Their intent is exclusively bound up in their own envy, self-centeredness, and larceny. Right? Their intent is to take. I can say this for people like these Somali fraudsters. By and large, they're merely greedy, envious, and self-centered, and they want to steal from you because they're low-quality human beings of low moral character who are more than happy to take without earning, right? Pure greed and envy. Unlike the Democrat, who prefers that harm also be caused in the course of that. Right? These Somalis just want to rob you. A Democrat wants you to suffer They want you to suffer while they rob you. They don't even want what they say they want unless it comes with causing you harm. Cameron has told a story on air many times about having a conversation with some chick at a bar after the first Donald Trump administration, after the first time he won the election, and was explaining to her that Donald Trump was pushing forward a huge tax cut, right? So all Americans would have their income tax reduced. And this idiot girl told him, well, does that mean the rich people are getting tax cuts too? Well, yeah, everybody. It means everybody gets tax cuts. Oh, well, then I don't want it. Wait, what? You're in a room. It's on fire. You have the fire extinguisher in your hands. And you look around and you don't like the other people in the room with you. And so you choose not to put out the fire. They are sociopathically, psychologically suicidal. Okay, but that's just Democrats in general. Let's get back to Somalis. They are less suicidal. They're just pure fraud, crime, piracy. They just want to steal from you, right? So let's take a look at some of these clips. Speaking, you'll have to excuse me. I've been. Excuse me. Oh. Yeah, we're not going past the 8 o'clock mark this morning because I'm having a little trouble with some with my throat this morning. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I'm a little husky. I probably sound like a speakeasy cocktail waitress. What do you have, honey? So let's take a look at this clip.
Learning Center, which actually spells quality leering center on the outside of their sign. That's how blatant this fraud is here at this daycare.
Okay, now this is like the third or fourth center they've gone to. This is 15 minutes into the video. I don't think, you know what? Here, I'll go ahead and do this real quick. I'll drop a link to this video in the pinned comments. There, pinned comment. There you go. Now you guys can find the video easily. But yeah, so we're like 15 minutes in right here. This is the third or fourth daycare center. I'll use some scare quotes. Aaron Olson says leering center sounds correct. Yeah. And they go up and knock on the door. Door's locked. Now, okay. In fairness, having the door locked with a call button is pretty common for daycare centers. We used to pre-K for a while with our kids. We let each of them go to their first year in pre-K to get some basics and go play with some kids. And that place, they had the door locked with the call button, and that's good. Frankly, if I were gonna surrender my children to another adult outside of the family, then that seems like a minimum security precaution that I would require. Fair play. But watch this.
So this is Quality Leering Center. I meant to say Quality Learning Center.
Don't open
They
up.
said they spelt learning wrong.
Don't open up.
How do you have ice here, ma'am? I'm literally a YouTuber.
Don't open up.
Ma'am, what do you think about the fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Look at this sociopath. Don't open up. We've got ice out here. Don't open up. Okay, these guys are not wearing uniforms. He's got a DJI mic, right? On his shirt right there. And it's two guys. Don't open up. We got ice out here. Don't open up. Okay, what? Oh my God, this. That's a Kamala voter. That's a Tim Walz voter. That's a Hillary Clinton voter. Right? She just said, I see two white guys, and two white guys equals an opportunity to interfere with law enforcement and protect hostile foreign invaders so that I can personally aid and abet them in the destruction of this country. I was saying a minute ago about the Democrat always wants to cause you harm. Right? This bitch. Okay, free speech, freedom of assembly, et cetera, rights this, rights that. No. This bitch right here just walked into the scene. And even if she's failing to do so, let's be very clear. She has expressed the explicit intent to obstruct law enforcement in the course of their duties. Now, I'm not saying Nick Shirley is ICE or the other guy is ICE. They're not. But the fact is, she believed them to be and came in to obstruct what she believed to be the official duties of law enforcement. That's insane. These people are psychotic.
Soda.
Don't open up. We have ice.
And what do you think about this place being licensed for 99 children
Don't open up.
and getting $4 million
Don't
over
open
the
up. It's ice.
$4 million in the last 2 years?
Go away.
What do you think about that? Are you in
Go
favor?
away.
Are you in favor of that?
Go away.
You know where
You're
they-
not welcome.
I mean, these people are insane. So, since this went hot, it looks like, let me check the date on this article real quick. Because this is is it from this morning? No, yes, from yesterday morning. Okay. I do that because I've got the reader view, right? The black on white is just awful for the live read. But for some reason, it strips the date stamp off of these when I put in a reader view. Anyway, Kash Patel threatens Somali scammers with denaturalization, deportation over uncovered Minnesota fraud. Tip of a very large iceberg. Frankly, we should treat Somalia, right, generally as an unsavory country and just, hey, no more fuckers can come here. Y'all stay over there on your pirate island of Skinny Tortuga and stop coming and stealing American property and wealth. If you want to live in a country that doesn't suck, unsuck your country. Right? We've given you money. We've fought wars on your behalf. We've tried to help you unsuck yourself, and you continue to suck. So you can suck off. Just go away. Fuck off. Excuse me. Okay, FBI Director Kash Patel says the multi-million-dollar fraud uncovered in Minnesota is just the tip of a very large iceberg, and he threatened convicted Somali scammers with denaturalization and deportation. Director Patel said the FBI had surged personnel and investigative resources to the North Star State to take down the fraud schemes even before they had gained attention online in a lengthy statement on social media. Federal agents executed a search warrant December 18th at Ultimate House Health Services, a Somali-owned home healthcare agency. So let's get back to that. That's part of this thing too. Is it's not just these so-called child care centers, daycare centers, or whatever. They're actively involved in fraud in medical transportation industry and the home healthcare sector. Now, if you're not familiar with home healthcare, you're talking about basically where you can hire a nurse to take care of somebody who's in recovery after surgery and stuck in bed on recovering after surgery. The elderly who maybe they're not ready to go into a retirement home yet, but they need somebody to keep an eye on them and help them out with household chores. The home healthcare stuff can include everything from just having somebody to help you count your pills so you don't accidentally take the wrong dosage, or help you get the dishes washed, stuff like that, all the way up to putting a licensed professional nurse in the home to check your vitals and administer more complex medical protocols like various types of injectable drugs, et cetera, et cetera. And I want you to listen to this clip.
Piece of the fraud. What other fraud are they committing here in Minnesota?
So another major piece of the fraud is the home healthcare industry. Where we're going now is a building that has 14 Somali-owned home healthcare companies in the same building.
14 of the same healthcare companies in one building.
14 home healthcare companies with different names in the same building.
How bad has Tim Walz managed the budget here inside of Minnesota?
So the last biennium, we had an $18 billion surplus. This biennium, we have a $6 billion deficit. That's a $24 billion swing in one biennium. How in the world can you burn through $24 billion in 2 years? This is how, right here. This is a huge part of it.
And so would you say a lot of that is fraud that's taking place here in Minnesota?
Absolutely. I would say better than 90% of it is absolute outright fraud.
And a large percentage of...
And guys, if you're curious about stuff, you can grab a lot of the information required to do this kind of an investigation through open records request, Freedom of Information Act requests. Yeah, he keeps pounding that document right there. I worked with a guy on some questions about, and I say worked with. I got tasked to go and take pictures of sites, right? To fly a drone over work sites and stuff and take pictures of what was going on around the water table and the reservoir in Rockdale County, where y'all, we've talked about how shitty Conyers has gotten. Rockdale County, where I moved from, understand 90% of your drinking water is processed sewage water because the reservoir is full of silt. There's no fresh drinking water, right? Like 10% of the water entering the system is fresh drinking water. That compared to where I live now, where I just have a private well, that's a dramatic improvement. Whew. Anyway, point is, you can get the documents to do the work, to make the comparisons. That is an absolutely time-devouring endeavor. That's why you see old white guys doing it. You don't see young kids doing it. It's the kind of thing that's going to take up so much of your time that if you're not getting paid for it, you got to have something else going on. And yeah, so I'll close on this because I don't think I can keep talking much more without coughing a whole bunch. Excuse me. The link to the video, like I said, it's a 42-minute video. The link to this video is pinned in the comments below. Go check it out. And today, I want you guys to do me a favor. All you lovely people that are watching on Rumble, which is where I want you to watch 99.9% of the time, except for the music videos. I want you to do me a favor today. Pop over to YouTube and share the channel, share the show. Right now, we are 3 subscribers short of hitting that next bump, cracking that 1,000 subscribers. And that puts us back into monetization on YouTube, which will help a lot with producing more content. I'd appreciate the hell out of that. Pop over to YouTube, share the show everywhere. I need 3 more subscribers, right? I mean, I'll take as many as I can get, but I need 3. And we appreciate you guys. Y'all be safe out there. Thanks for watching this morning. We love you, and we will see you tomorrow.